of the Nigeria Agricultural Quarantine Service, Godwin Audu, before a high court in Abuja over alleged corrupt enrichment and falsification of age. Audu was arraigned before Justice Binta Dogonyaro on a three-count charge bordering on abuse of office and false declaration. The commission alleges that between 1990 and 2024, he used his position to confer undue advantage on himself and falsified his date of birth to unlawfully extend his tenure in public service. One of the charges states that he acquired an official vehicle for 4 million naira without due process, contrary to anti-corruption laws. The defendant, however, pleaded not guilty to all charges. Following his plea, the court granted him bail of 5 million naira per count, with two shorties, including a federal civil servant not below grade level 10. In other news, the African Democratic Congress has rejected the decision by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to delist the leadership of the party led by David Mark. The party says INEC's interpretation of the Court of Appeal ruling is flawed and does not reflect the true position of the law. In a statement, the ADC accused the electoral body of acting under pressure from a government it claims is threatened by growing opposition momentum. The party further alleged attempts to weaken opposition voices through what it described as one-party state tactics. National Publicity Secretary Bolaji Abdullahi described INEC's position as contradictory and inconsistent with the facts, warning that the commission appears to have taken sides against Nigerians. President Bola Tinubu has appointed Professor Shaibu Aliyu as the new Executive Secretary of the Petroleum Technology Development Fund (PTDF). He replaces Ahmed Aminu, who resigns to pursue his 2027 governorship ambition in Adamawa State. The president also approved the renewal of the appointment of Sule Abdulaziz as managing director of the Transmission Company of Nigeria for a second and final term. Both appointments take immediate effect. In a statement by his special advisor on information and strategy, Bayo Ononuga, the presidency said the decisions reflect a commitment to strengthening key institutions in the energy and power sectors. President Tinubu has urged both appointees to serve with diligence, integrity, and a strong commitment to national development. The National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, and other stakeholders in disaster management in Niger State have pledged to strengthen coordination mechanisms, improve preparedness, and upgrade early warning systems as part of measures to mitigate disasters in 2026. The resolution was reached at the end of a stakeholders meeting organized by the NEMA MENA Operations Office to review 2025 disaster management activities, which witnessed over 3,000 deaths, and strategies for 2026.
Over 30,000 persons lost their lives to different disaster-related occurrences, ranging from the January 18 deadly Diko explosion to the dynamite explosion at Mashegu, the May 29 devastating flash flood in Mokwa, to the different boat mishaps, among others. Though all the agencies responsible for tackling the emergencies responded, but not in collaboration, rather individually, to ensure that the casualty figures are reduced drastically and ensure synergy in operations. The head of operations, MENA Operations Office of NEMA, Hussein Issa, organized a one-day meeting themed Building Synergy for Effective Emergency Response, a multi-agency review of Niger State 2025 disaster management activities and strategic preparedness for 2026.
And when something happens, some of those things we identify as a big gap or challenges is a conflict of interest. You see somebody will just respond, and those individual agencies are not prepared. And then duplication of activities and waste of resources, we want to avoid those things.
Other stakeholders at the meeting pledged to right the wrongs going forward.
We need to design a roadmap and have it better. Renew our partnership. Responding to
At the end of the meeting, all the stakeholders agreed to work together to achieve a common result. Zachary Omala reporting for Repa News, Mina.
And in Kaduna State, the government has validated two key policies to strengthen education reforms aimed at promoting gender equity and integrating life skills into the school system. This was announced at a validation workshop in Kaduna.
The policies, the Kaduna State Gender in Education Policy and the Life Skills Policy, are designed to improve access, retention, and learning outcomes while equipping students with practical skills for life beyond the classroom. The validation session convened by Kaduna State Ministry of Education in collaboration with the Agile Project and the Center for Girls Education marks a significant step towards institutionalizing these reforms.
The gender in education policy situates the girl child in the school. The life skill policy now prepares her for after school.
It's about having the girl child enroll in school, let her transit from one class to the other, let her be retained in school, and let her complete her secondary school education.
Beyond improving access to education, the policies are designed to address broader social challenges affecting adolescents.
So this policy is going to give us more direction on how to address further these things.
Yeah. Girls will have voices, agency, will be able to say no to violence, and will be able to marry when they are ready.
The next phase following the validation will focus on policy adoption, budgetary allocation, and phased implementation across schools, with expectations that the reforms will begin to impact students and community in the near future. Bimaje Moses, Ray Power News, Kaduna.
You're still listening to News Desk on Ray Power 100.5 FM. In the news, ICPC arraigns former Agricultural Quarantine Service boss over corruption, age falsification. African Democratic Congress rejects INEC decision to delist leadership, alleges political pressure. And still to come, explosions at ammunition depot kills 13 in Burundi, and Bondi Beach shooter loses bid to hide identity of family members. Plus business, entertainment, sports, and weather. Please stay with us.
As the news drops, it breaks with us. Join us for news on the hour every hour. News desk at 12 noon, Metro News at 4 p.m. Enjoy infotainment, breaking and sports news at their best 24/7.
This is Ray Power FM News.
Thanks for staying with us. On the African scene, at least 13 people were killed and dozens of others wounded by a series of powerful explosions at an ammunition depot in Burundi's largest city, Bujumbura. In its latest updates, the army said that 57 people, including 3 soldiers, were wounded. Houses and private vehicles were damaged, while military equipment and facilities were destroyed by the blast. A spokesperson said the explosions erupted late on Tuesday at the facility located in the suburb of Musaga and were caused by an electrical fault. And still on the foreign scene, a terror suspect accused of killing 15 people in a shooting spree on Bondi Beach has lost a bid to protect the identities of his family members. Naveed Akram allegedly opened fire on a Jewish Hanukkah celebration in Sydney, Australia in December in an attack which police say was inspired by the Islamic State. His dad, Sajid, who police say was also involved in the shooting, was shot dead by the police at the scene. Akram is facing 59 charges over the attack, including 15 counts of murder and 1 count of committing a terrorist act.
And now a business update from Ray Power 100 FM.
The Israel-US war on Iran has continued to rattle the commodities markets as oil prices surged by more than 5% today after US President Donald Trump signaled that the United States would sustain its military offensive against Iran for another 2 to 3 weeks, raising fears of prolonged supply disruptions. Trump delivered an address providing updates on the ongoing U.S. and Israel military operations against Iran, which has now lasted 32 days. Checks show that global oil benchmarks reacted sharply, with Brent crude futures climbing $6.33 to $107.49 per barrel, while U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude rose $5.28 to $105.40 per barrel.
This is entertainment news on Ray Power 100.5 FM.
American rapper Megan Thee Stallion was rushed to the hospital midway through her performance of Moulin Rouge, the musical, in New York on Tuesday night. Her representatives say she began feeling seriously unwell during the show and was taken to hospital for medical attention. The 31-year-old later revealed that her body finally gave in after pushing herself beyond her limits. Despite the scare, the rapper has assured fans she will return to the Broadway stage to resume her role as Zidler, the show's master of ceremonies. As still in entertainment, self-acclaimed relationship expert Blessing CEO has opened up about her ongoing battle with breast cancer. She revealed in a recent interview that she has been diagnosed with the illness, but is unsure of the stage of the condition. Blessing CEO also addressed criticism from online users, explaining that she sought financial support due to uncertainty surrounding the cost of treatment.
Ray Power Sport.
The National Sports Commission has unveiled a list of distinguished Team Nigeria ambassadors ahead of the 2026 Commonwealth Games. The list features prominent figures drawn from sports administration, athlete representation, and corporate partnerships. The 2026 Commonwealth Games will be held in Glasgow, Scotland from July 23rd to August 2nd, bringing together thousands of athletes from about 74 Commonwealth nations and territories. Meanwhile, golf legend Tiger Woods has informed the Professional Golfers Association of America that he will not captain the United States Ryder Cup team in 2027. The decision follows his move to step away from golf after a recent car crash near his home in South Florida. Woods was arrested on suspicion of driving under the influence and has since pleaded not guilty to the charge. In a statement, the former world number one said he would be taking an indefinite break from the sport.
Ray Power weather.
Across Nigeria today, northern regions will be mostly sunny and very hot, with temperatures above 35 degrees Celsius. The central belt may experience isolated thunderstorms, while southern areas are expected to have cloudy skies with chances of afternoon rain showers. You've been listening to the news desk on Ray Power 100.5 FM. To end the news, here is our last line. In the words of Zig Ziglar, an author and motivational speaker, "You were born to win, but to be a winner, you must plan to win, prepare to win, and expect to win." And that's it for the news desk. I am Idimachi Ikechukwu. You can now watch and listen to us on YouTube at Ray Power 100.5 FM Abuja. News on the hour comes up at 1 p.m. Good afternoon.